House lawmakers just passing a bill banning Hamas terrorists from entering the U.S. and receiving relief aid. Seems logical, right? Why do we even need a bill for that? But Squad Democrats Rashida Tlaib and Cori voted against it. Congresswoman Tlaib says the bill is, quote, just another GOP messaging bill being used to incite anti-Arab, anti-Palestinian, and anti-Muslim hatred that makes communities like ours unsafe. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee joins me now. Your reaction to this, Governor?
You know what makes communities unsafe, Todd? Having people who go in and mutilate, slaughter, and savagely kill innocent civilians while they're waking up on a Shabbat morning in Israel. That's what makes them unsafe. These people are idiots. There's no other way to put it, and it's disgraceful what they did. My reaction is, if this is going to be allowed and these people are staying in Congress, I want George Santos back. I want him back. Bring him back and let him stay, because if these two people can continue to serve in the United States Congress, then George Santos is a vast improvement.
So are you calling for these two to be expelled?
I think they should. I mean, this is disgraceful. When you get out and support terrorist activity and pretend that it really wasn't a big deal, well, it was a big deal. It continues to be a big deal. There are still American hostages being held by Hamas. I want to hear these women come out and demand the release of those hostages, all of them. But my gosh, they're Congress people from the United States. Don't they even want their own hostages back? The people who are U.S. citizens? Could they at least give us that? But they don't.
It's sickening. We should all be rowing in the same direction on this one. And the fact that we're not is so mind-numbing, and it really does raise a lot of question about those two individuals, but also the Democrat Party. They need to rein them in, if you know what I mean. Meantime, a new Quinnipiac poll showing President Biden holding a 6-point lead over former President Trump in a head-to-head matchup. There are the numbers on the screen. But in a 5-person race with third-party candidates, Biden only leading Trump by 2 points, and that is within the margin of error. Haley leading Biden by 5 points as well in a head-to-head matchup. What should we take away from these numbers, Governor?
Not a whole lot. Yesterday, I was asked about a poll that showed that Trump was up 6 or 7 points. I tend to think that has to be more realistic. I just cannot imagine that there are a majority of people in this country that would say, boy, Joe Biden's done great with the economy, the border, foreign policy. He's done great with energy. Everything is coming up roses. Let's keep this guy. He can't put a sentence together, but boy, is he doing a great job. I just don't believe there are people who think that. And if they do, maybe they're being completely brainwashed by a media that covers for him. But good heavens, there's got to be some awareness and awakening in this country about the job he's doing that's just about to destroy this great republic.
Let's keep in mind that the poll that I referenced does seem to be an outlier among the universe of polls that are out there right now. And one other final point. It gives Biden an edge in the popular vote, but there are a lot of polls out there in the swing states that ultimately decide the election where Donald Trump is leading. Got to leave it there. Governor Huckabee, we appreciate your time.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.